All right, guys, welcome to Molly's World, where we do things Molly's way. And today we're going to talk about Hex. Let's go. All right, so let's look at a glance. One, Hex is a certificate of deposit on the blockchain, first of its kind for crypto. Hex is a completed project, will never change, monetizes the value of money in exchange for time. Hex also has an average APY of 38%, which is it's beautiful. Actually, it's very beautiful. So certificate of deposit is a low risk bank deposit that you would lock up for a certain amount of time, usually gaining a small APY. Most are under 2%. And back on that other slide, it was 38. So 2 for 38 if you want a max stake, or like even anything less than that still gets you more than 2%. When your CD reaches maturity, you will receive the principal that you invested plus any interest earned over time. The maturity date would be clear and written down for the future. The CD market is worth more than most markets in the world. Yes, that is the world. All right. So let's talk about problems with the current bank CDs. Profit is made by the bank from the fees on your CD. The interest rates that are offered in the present time is lower than it has ever been. The current inflation rate is larger than what any CD could offer you. The inflation rate is climbing faster than it ever has. Even as a popular option, it still does not suffice in our current market. And that is absolutely true. The Hex Truth Engine requires users to keep agreement on their terms. Penalties on early withdrawal will result in penalties paid to the community. Penalties are larger when a withdrawal is made farther from the maturity rate. The principal and interest can be totally new. Like, you get nothing, like you get zero, which means like you wasted your time, which most people don't like to do. You can nuke it all if you unstake it, emergency unstake it far enough from the date that it was supposed to be on. Innovation. Hex, even though it is the first of its kind, has beat out any CD offered by Legacy Finance. It's a groundbreaking way of monetizing time different than any other product. In the product, this one, there's no middleman. It's just smart contracts. So that way you ain't got to trust no shady guy. You know what I'm saying? No brokers, no bankers, no nothing like that. Just smart contracts. So they're going to operate the way they're supposed to, the way they're designed. It's not a, I promise this is going to happen or this should. Nah, here goes the thing. And you are your own bank this way. Just to go back on the overview, like I said, first blockchain CD, you're able to lock your Hex up for any chosen amount of time for 1 day to 5,555 days, which is, it's a long time. True Hexicans got at least 1,555. I take that back. I wouldn't say any true Hexican, because you know what? Everybody has a different time frame and a different horizon and a different plan. So I kind of retract that statement. But during this lockup period, you mint more coins as your stake matures. The average APY, again, for Hex can be up to 38%, while a bank CD is less than 2%. All right. During the lockup period, the smart contracts allocates shares to each staker in proportion to the current share rate. In this system, the longer and bigger lockups you do, pay better, which is I staked more HEX, so I get more T shares, or I staked HEX out longer and got more T shares. But it's even better when you do bigger amounts of HEX staked longer, you get even more T shares with that volume. So like I said, the bigger ones will earn more shares, but the longer ones will multiply the amount of shares that you have. All right. The amount of shares you own will control your daily payout to your stake. Each day you'll be paid out in HEX. The daily payouts, along with the price increase, simulate compound interest, which is literally like the best thing you could ever have in this world. Compound interest, the type of thing that banks and lenders, credit cards, loans, that's the type of stuff that they get from you. And you're paying the compound interest out to everybody that you owe money to, blah, 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 whoever they are. You're paying compound interest. Mind you, if you've been staking long enough and you've been here long enough, you know the power of that compound interest and what that does. And if you don't, it's because you really haven't been here long enough, or you just don't have that concept down yet. All right. So on the security side, HEX has been fully audited 3 times, run by immutable code that cannot be changed, and the product has never been offline. So you know what that means? It's reliable. It's reliable. It's what we like. HEX shares are an internal unit of account of the HEX smart contract. They are acquired by locking up HEX. The main function of the shares is to reward stakes with more HEX. Each stake has a number of shares assigned, and the amount of HEX you earn is proportionate to the amount of shares you have, which I had to state again. Just have to go over that again to kind of show you, just concentrate on the shares once again and how important they are. And this one is this one is actually kind of a tricky thing to touch on, because like it's one of those questions like, well, how long do I stake? Well, that is actually something that's up to you. It's actually something that's up to you, because everybody has a different time horizon. Everybody is a different age. Someone who's a lot younger could afford to stake 15 years. That's if you're 15 years old, 25 years old, even 35 and 45 as well, if that's your time horizon. So any length of stake is up to you. Any stake 10 years or over will give you 3x shares in a 1-day stake. You can also set up staking ladders. Staking ladders are a number of stakes that are staggered across an amount of time. So like me personally, I got staking ladders. Mine's probably not the same as everybody else, but that is, like I said, that's a personal thing. That's a personal strategy. What's good for you? Do you got kids? Are you single? Can you afford to put this out right here? Do you not need this money? Can you put it on, for a different date? So these ladders can be deployed monthly, annually, biannually, every 5 years, and etc. So, I mean, even if you wanted to, you can have them like every couple days apart. Now on Pulse Chain, on Ethereum, like you do what you want, but like the fees on Ethereum are just, they're just disgusting. They're just crazy, you know? The fees on Ethereum. I mean, and it sucks because a lot of people can't even afford to get the stakes out on Ethereum. But on Pulse Chain, that's not a problem. It's not a problem. So you really on Pulse Chain, you can do any amount of time you want. I mean, so you can too on Ethereum, but you're just going to pay a bunch of fees, and I mean, it's just going to just eats into whatever. So on Pulse Chain, yeah, like it's going to be great. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can have them daily, monthly, every other day, like biannual or every 5 years. I've got some over some years too. So I'm in here for the long haul. I'm in here for 15 years. 15 years. So I'm repping Hex hard, bro. I'm repping Hex hard. I made sure I got a lot of T shares. Well, I don't know. A lot for me. I'll put it like that. Yeah. So guys, create your staking ladders, get your Hex. I know Hex is controversial, but I mean it did the thing. I can't even, I'm not going to show a chart. If you want to, you can look at the chart yourself, but the chart speaks for itself. It went bonkers, did a 10,000x from the bottom. So I mean, you guys, you know, make your decision, make your choice. You don't have to stake. You can just hold the coin if you want. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. And you guys have a great day.